Mueller has notes from White House staffer detailing Trump's behavior for obstruction of justice probe.
Here's a summary of the article.
President Donald Trump's lawyers said that special counsel Robert Mueller, who is leading the Russia investigation, has comprehensive notes taken by a former White House staffer detailing the president's behavior. According to a report published on Monday by The New York Times, Annie Donaldson, the chief of staff to former White House counsel Don McGahn, handed over detailed notes about the president's conduct in the West Wing to the special counsel's team. The notes reportedly play a role in Mueller's investigation into whether Trump obstructed justice by firing former FBI Director James Comey or through his various attacks on the Department of Justice. Trump's attorneys told The Times that Donaldson's notes about the president were a jewel in Mueller's evidence that Trump may have obstructed justice. Special counsel Robert Mueller, second from left, leaves after a closed-door meeting with members of the Senate Judiciary Committee on June 21, 2017, at the Capitol in Washington, D.C. According to reports, Mueller is getting ready to release his report detailing his team's Russia investigation, and whether President Donald Trump obstructed justice. Trump has railed against Mueller and the ongoing investigation, which he has repeatedly called a rigged witch hunt. Last week, the president tweeted a quote from Republican Trey Gowdy, who said that if thinking that James Comey is not a good FBI director is tantamount to being an agent of Russia, then just list all the people that are agents of Russia: Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Rod Rosenstein, who wrote the memo to get rid of Comey. It is unclear how much of Mueller's findings will be made public, but Representative Adam Schiff, chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, has vowed to subpoena Mueller and sue the Trump administration if the full report is not made public.
This post received a score of 13,864, with an upvote ratio of 88%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Greater than Trump's attorneys told The Times that Donaldson's notes about the president were a jewel in Mueller's evidence that Trump may have obstructed justice. Figured the Trump stating on video that he obstructed justice would be a jewel in Mueller's evidence that Trump obstructed justice, but well, here we are.
Think they needed it from a more reliable source.
LMAO. Trump is so untrustworthy and unreliable that he can't even be trusted when he incriminates himself by admitting to guilt in his crimes.
Trump is so untrustworthy that his own lawyers refuse to see him without their lawyers in the room.
Wait, is this real?
There might be a couple tweets threatening the special counsel and probable cause. Just a couple.
Anytime he talked about the case was obstruction.
I think the legal bar is higher, otherwise every defendant that proclaimed innocence to the press, their friends, or online would be guilty.
Add another piece of paper to the stack of corroborating testimony.
All that color.
Upvoted for subtle office reference.
This presidency will go down as a model for how not to be a successful president. It's sort of ridiculous that we'll be able to look back and say, we lived through the worst presidency ever, and that will likely be a true statement for decades to come. I can't imagine another president in the future fucking up and being more corrupt than Trump.
It's just that he's corrupt and has done awful things, but he also is just an embarrassment. Well, being a Russian operative can do that to a person. In the old days he would do the honorable thing and save the embarrassment of his family at least.
It's unlikely given the evidence, but I have yet to rule out that he's just easily manipulated and really dumb before being a willing Russian agent. I don't think he has the brain capacity to know the difference because he thinks he's got a seat at the cool kids table rather than having enough brain power to realize what brought him to the table. Did you ever read that write-up on Jar Jar Binks being a Sith Lord, and just playing to fool to gain further advantage? Sometimes I wonder, what if Trump is actually Jar Jar level smart?
And just like the Jar Jar theory, it is just wishful thinking to make sense of something that's simply an embarrassingly obvious grab for money.
Greater than embarrassingly obvious grab for money. Grab her by the pussy.
Which means what exactly?
Further corroborating evidence but from an eyewitness.
Notes and a dozen or so witnesses.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.